Hey, this is Mike Kollin again, the Dating and Relationship Academy tips. Again, this is towards languaging, or we can call it directional languaging. Sorry, I said that wrong. I had a little bit of a burp. Okay, let's see here. So, we're talking about a very, very simple concept. Okay, this is what I want to say. A lot of people say, well, what do you feel, or how are you feeling? Don't do that. Just start talking about cool things, wonderful experiences, wonderful good news, how you had this amazing experience. Now, okay, because when you ask someone, and again, this is another hypnosis NLP thing, when you ask someone, like, how do you feel, or how do you want to feel? Well, now they've got a choice, and they might go to the negative. Well, screw that. Just start talking about positive stuff. I've had people say, I don't know, there's just something about you, no matter how bad of a mood I'm in, no matter how much negativity is going on in my life, whenever you come into my life, within minutes, I feel great. There's something about you. It's because I'm always talking about positive stuff. Now, here's what got me going with this. Well, I was your typical single guy, and I wanted to be held. I wanted to have more choice when it came to meeting women. Because I'd always been stuck in one relationship with one girl, because I didn't know how to talk to girls. I didn't know how to open up relationships. And this one skill that I'm teaching you in these videos, which I go much more in depth in my course, much more. With this right here, understand right now, all this stuff that you're hearing in my videos is just minutia. It's just surface level. When you go to my course, you're going to get the depth, and I mean, you're going to see things in a totally different light. But these are good tips to begin with. In fact, I suggest you use one piece at a time. So I was like, okay, I need to talk to women. How do I do it? So, well, I noticed that, I learned that words make women feel emotions. I was like, okay, so then what do I do with that? It's like, well, what do women like to feel? They like to feel good. One thing I learned was that women like to feel clarity of mind. They like balance. They like to breathe and relax. They like to feel free. So guess what? I wrote all those words down. Free, clarity, deep breathing. My lungs are so relaxed. Clarity of mind. The sky is so clear and so spacious. By the way, if you haven't already started, write all those words down. These are very powerful words, okay? Very powerful. Because again, it puts her, and it works for guys too. Guys just aren't quite as conscious of it. But women, they start to feel good. They like it. They can breathe deep. Even just talking like that helped me. I was actually in a pretty negative state when I started these videos. I did it, well, I've got to do these videos, But now I'm in a much better mood, by the way. So another thing is, if you're uptight and you're talking fast and taking short, tight up breaths that only appear, guess what? The person you're talking is going to feel. In fact, didn't you just feel that right now when I did that? Now notice how when I breathe deep and talk more normal, more slow, it allows you to feel relaxed, and your tempo goes down. You start to breathe. You start to breathe deep, and you feel better. Okay. So remember, whatever you say and whatever you do with your body, they're going to feel, and they're going to probably start to take. Well, they're going to feel it, and they're going to begin to feel the way you're feeling. So if you're feeling light, loose, and relaxed, and you breathe deep, and you have clarity of mind, they're going to start to experience that. So here, okay, let me make sure. All right, let me stop this. I'm going to go back and check something. Okay, I'm back. I figured out what it was. Okay, so let's stay on track. I'm glad I actually cut that off there. So here's the two stories. And before I do that, I want to give you a final little thought. A lot of people are like, yeah, but Michael, you're just one of those guys. No, I did not used to be this way. I used to be as negative as they come. Period. But here's what I did. I went to Hawaii, had such an amazing experience, and when I came back from Hawaii, I would just share these stories freely with people and girls that I'd meet, and all of a sudden I started getting numbers, and I didn't know why. Well, I'm talking about these amazing, man, the first time I went to Hawaii was amazing. I'm going to give you one story that I used, and then I actually wrote it down, so every time I talked to a girl, I'd bring up that story. Well, I was in such a good mood, and I was sharing all these stories that all of a sudden women they wanted to talk to me, and but the thing was I didn't know what I was doing consciously at the moment, but I caught it as a why am I suddenly getting women's numbers? Why am I getting all these dates? What's going on here? And I thought about it, I was like, wow, I was talking about Hawaii, and you can't help but talk about now the right female brain is about rich detail, colors and hues and different slight shades and all the details. And here's what I mean. I didn't. Most guys say, "Well, Hawaii was awesome. It was great." No, I broke down. I go, man, okay. Here's one story, very true, and it's really cool when you use true experiences. Okay, because it comes from your heart. Okay, and by the way, what that'll do is unconsciously it'll pull you into your right brain and you'll be very descriptive in detail, okay? And that's what will stimulate her mind, okay? And that phrase, stimulate her mind, that alone will make women suddenly be attracted. Like it triggers some things. And I'm not going to go into detail right now, but it'll attract her to you. So, all right, here it is. I remember I went there for a 5-week NLP training. I went there, I was all nervous and stuff, and it wasn't the first or second day, but I think it was like the third day. I finally got enough stuff done, and I went out to the water. I was like, I have to get some sun. I'm in Hawaii, and I didn't know where to go, so I was right there. And I went to the water right by the hotel, and I only went in about 2 feet, maybe 3 feet. Let me think it was a little deeper, but it was crystal clear water, just like when you see those commercials, the advertising this vacation spot, but when you get there it's not that way. Well, this was, and that was really, you could see all the way to the bottom of the water. Not only see, but it was perfect water, and it had this beautiful light, crystal clear blue almost hint to it. I don't know how to explain that. You could see the coral, the rich reds and the greens. The plants were just like, they weren't green. They were just electric, vibrant green. Notice how descriptive that was? Not green, but 1, 2, 3. Electric, vibrant green. And the fish, in all sincerity, they would come right up to you because you get these little things. They sell them by those little things about that long. And they're little food, so you break the top open, you feed them on, and they surround you, and they nibble on you, and you've got every color. You've got oranges, you've got greens, you've got yellows, you've got bright yellows, you've got dark gray yellow, you got rich, you get all. And so, what I was doing was talking in depth about this one experience. Not like, oh, Hawaii's great, the beaches are awesome, the water's crystal clear. And that's how most guys will talk. But when you talk in depth, all of a sudden, they're seeing the colors. They're hearing the sounds of the ocean waves when you describe it. They're hearing the seagulls. They can, like, one thing I noticed, this is true, by the way. One thing I noticed about the Hawaiian air, I remember when we landed and when they first opened the door, this wafted of this fresh, slightly salty, but very sweet air. You could smell it, and it was very fresh. You could almost taste the air. It was because of all the fruit plants and flowers on the island that it gave off this very sweet, flowery kind of fruit flavor smell. I know it sounds funny to say flavor, but it was actually you could almost taste it right there. Did you hear everything I just said? Even right there, I didn't even realize I was doing it until just now. And that's what happened when I would talk to women. They would just lock on and they would listen, and I thought, whoa, that's a trip. And so then I went back and realized what it was I was doing. I was communicating in this very deep, rich right brain language so she could hear it, feel it, smell it, taste it, and see it,